Hello weaving friends, today I'm going to change out the heddle size on my Lojan Flex Rigid Heddle, and I thought it might be useful for you to see just how I do that. And I also have here some of the segments for the different sizes that you can get to go in these heddle rails. If you didn't see my Lojan Flex assembly video, I'll leave the link for you below because this won't make so much sense to you unless you've seen that video first. So anyway, I've got every heddle size that's available, that they have available, and it goes right from the 2.5 to the 5 to the 7.5, which is what I've got in here right now, to the 10, to the 12.5, and to the 15. So you can see the huge difference in those heddle sizes. And it's the 10 dent heddle that I'm going to be swapping out for today. Currently, I'm just keeping these spare heddles in a little paper bag that they came in. But I was thinking if you had a lot of the heddles, like these are just sample sizes so that I can show you. Lojan sent these to me so that I could show people, you know, exactly how they look at different sizes. But I do have a full set of 7.5 dent and I do have a full set of 10 dent. And so because I'm going to be swapping between the two and I might end up with some more sizes as well, I was thinking a good way to store them would be those craft compartment containers, and I'll try and pop a photo on here for you. I'm absolutely kicking myself because I was in a shop yesterday and I was looking at those very containers and I was like, I don't think I really have anything I can put in one of these right now. And then I come to doing this today and I'm like, you know, that compartment container would be absolutely perfect for keeping the different size heddles in. Anyway, I will grab one of those another time. But so I'm going to be swapping out the 7.5 dent heddles for the 10 dent heddles. Very easy to do. To start with, I just need to remove the plastic bracket that is on the end. And if you saw my assembly video, you'll know that these fit into the grooves on these heddle rails, and that's what holds it all together. So I'm just going to pull that off, and then I can pull all of this size heddle out just by pulling those legs apart a little bit. Well, they're not really legs, they're rails. Okay, and then I can put them off to the side. So I want to put them all in a pile so I'm not going to get my heddle sizes mixed up. However, if you do, it's not a huge deal because every single heddle section, no matter what size you get, will have the size printed at the top. So you'll never not know what size is what. It's just obviously more straightforward to keep them all together. Then I've got all of my 10 dent heddles here. And so I'm going to start slotting them in just the same way as I did in that other video. And I'm just leaving the green bracket on the other end, right here. I'm leaving that in place because there's no reason for me to take that off. And as I start to slide the heddles in, I want to keep these two rails close enough that I'm not having my heddle sections constantly fall out. And so I like to keep a bit of a hold on that. I also like to have a look and see that the print is at the top, and then I know that I'm putting every section in the exact same way. I don't think it matters a whole lot if you don't do that, because I think they're pretty much the same on either side, and whether they're, you know, from top to bottom. But I just like that continuity. I just know that everything's going to be exactly the same then. So just sliding them in while keeping a hold. And also, you know, the beauty of this kind of heddle or reed is that you can put in different sections of different sizes. So say for example, let me just grab out the two that I had before, the 2.5. So I could actually pop a 2.5 in here. Let's see how that looks. And I could have that repeating in sections. So I could do a certain number of, say the 10 dent or whatever dent you wanted. And then I could follow up with a 2.5 for a thick and thin kind of effect. So you can see how you could fit a much thicker yarn through a heddle like this than one like this. But I'm not using that right now, so I'll just pop that out and keep going with my 10 dent heddles. If you are not already aware, I am a Lojan reseller for Australia. So any of the products that are on the Lojan website currently, they have spinning wheels, Inkle looms, rigid Heddle looms, and of course their flex loom, which can be a multi-shaft loom up to 8 shafts. That's some pretty cool stuff. You should go on their website and check it out. But any of those that you want to order or you want to get some pricing on, you can contact me if you are in Australia. If you're not in Australia, there are other resellers throughout the world and you can find them on the Lojan website. One example is the Woolery in the US, and I am an affiliate for the Woolery. So if you purchase anything from them online using my link, then I will get a small commission as a thank you, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So if you're in the US, you could use the Woolery, and there are other places too. There are actually a lot of resellers all over the world, so you can check that out on the Lojan website, which I will link to down below. All right, we're getting there. Now I should have counted these sections as I put them on, shouldn't I? To be sure to let you know. I think it's 25 sections, but I'm going to recount afterwards so that I can let you know for sure. Another cool feature is if you're not using the full width of this reed for the project that you're going to do, let's say you were weaving a scarf and the scarf was only from here to here in width, well, you could just put that number of heddles on and bring the green brackets in to slide up against them to hold them in place. You wouldn't have to put the whole lot on. My project that I'm going to do is quite wide, so I'm putting them all on. And I said in one of my other flex videos that I wanted to test out some cotton on the loom, and so that's what I'm going to do with this project. Now I have put that around the wrong way, silly me. It's upside down again. Don't think it makes too much difference, but for the sake of having both of the edges looking exactly the same, and then I'm just shuffling those. I can see I've got a little more length on this side, so I'm just going to shuffle that in a little bit so that everything's as even as it can be, and that looks pretty good to me. And I'm just going to count those sections for you so I can let you know. Okay, I counted the sections and it is indeed 25 sections to fill the whole heddle. So now all I need to do is pop this into the neutral position on the loom. Who was watching last time and saw me do the warping with the heddle in the up position? Yeah, that happened. So I put the heddle up and I had it sitting in the loom like that. And then I just went ahead and warped like that. I don't know what I was thinking. The warp turned out fine, but the heddle is supposed to be in the neutral position for warping. So now I'm ready to warp up, and I'm looking forward to trying out cotton on this loom. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, folks, and until next time, happy weaving.